Hello beautiful people, I am happy you're here with me today for my husband's bullet journal setup for the month of August. It's going to be a simple one, minimal, easy. I just have a few black pens and a greenish marker and a ruler. So you could definitely do this. This whole spread plus the 5 weeklies only took me 30 minutes. I think having a simple shape like the gingko leaves and then just adding the details inside of each leaf itself to add a lot of like an artsy touch to it really makes something that's simple but bumps it up a notch to a little more sophisticated. And then I'm sure you saw also in the thumbnail that we add a pretty bold black border to the top and the bottom of the pages to really just like settle the eye into the center of the page and just give it a little bit more of that elegance. So after I go in with my black bold marker for the outline, I just take I think it's like a sea foam type green to fill in the gingko leaves. I'm sure you could use any color you want. I've seen so many different art expressions with this simple leaf in different ways. But after I fill in the leaf, I just go in with my black gel pen. It's a Precise V5 RT from Pilot. I use this not only to draw with but also to write in my journal. I really like how smooth it is. With the leaf though, you can see that I make a few lines throughout and then use those as a guide as I fill in the smaller leaves, and that way instead of going from one side to the next and they becoming uneven, all of these come centered down to the inside of the stem. I chose to do like a sprig from a tree of this type of leaf, but you could do a few single ones, whatever is easier for you and that you like the look of. But yeah, I was really just focusing on something that was easy but also pretty. A few of the spreads that my husband liked the most I'll put in the cards, but they're just minimal and it has just one piece of art and the rest of it has streamlined. So having my own bullet journal, I'm able to express myself the way I like, and then having my husband, I like to create things that he enjoys. And the same way too with the custom bullet journals that I make, I like to get the feel of the type of style the person would enjoy the most, and it gives me a lot of practice, a lot of fun to try new things that maybe I wouldn't have put in my own journal. And yeah, so if you're interested in looking at any of those flip throughs or any of those plan with me's, I will have a few in the cards, so you can check out my channel. Also, I have an Instagram where I show close-ups of specific doodles and drawings and still photographs if you want to just like pause and look at something if you want to copy it. But here's a tip that I like to do. Since I'm not drawing like a whole cross hatch of the calendar and I'm just doing the straight vertical lines, I'm using my ruler to make sure that I put the numbers in the right spot. So these boxes are about 3 boxes each for the days, and then I just put the number in the middle box so everything lines up good. And with my calendar right there on my phone next to me, it's not too difficult to put the numbers not in order from 1 to 31 but from the top to the bottom. Okay, so here's where things get a little dicey. I had this crazy bug come and attack me. We live in Belize, and so even though we have a house with screened windows, sometimes they just get in and they are a little bit more, I don't know, vicious, I would say, than the bugs I'm used to from Colorado. And I was working at night, so I had quite a few lights on, and I think he just thought my desk was the place to be and my gingko flowers were for him to enjoy. So he attacks me a few times. He never bit me, but I'm sorry. I tried to cut it out of the video, but since it was such a big part of everything, and then actually this bug, since he was so pretty once he finally like stopped attacking me and I could see him, was kind of like this mothy type bug. It gave me the inspiration for my bullet journal spread for August. So if you're interested in seeing a moth spread coming up, be sure to subscribe and come back to see what I have to offer. But yeah, so here we are, just a couple minutes in, and the cover page is done along with the calendar. He doesn't write much in his calendar, my husband, so he doesn't need a super big one. The next page is always his notes page. He takes a lot of notes, not only for his work, but his volunteer work, and his own projects around the house. Sometimes he likes to invent things and he needs space for math problems. So I just decorated a little bit. I'm doing the same thing with the gingko leaves, except I'm doing 2 in the corners instead of 1 sprig. This maybe is a little bit easier for you to see since it's bigger, how I outline the leaf itself, go in with the color, and then you'll see again with the gel pen. But yeah, so here I am posting 1 week, in a row. Who's this? I've been kind of MIA for a few months. A lot has been going on, but I've been recording all of my Plan With Me's. I have a lot coming up, so I'm going to try to post every Tuesday. So like I said, subscribe if you want a little inspiration for your art or for your, planning, scheduling and things like that. I'll have a lot coming up, and I'm super excited about trying to keep up with my goals here. And thanks again for all of you that have been patient with me and not throwing me out, even though I haven't been on top of it completely. But we're moved now, we're settled, things are starting to get a little more easy, and I've just been like exploding with different ideas of things that I want to share with you guys, and yeah, I'm super excited, and I hope you guys are too. But the camera cut out here a little bit. It gets hot, I think, with the battery. I'm gonna look into dummy batteries and see if that helps. But you just missed me using the ruler to make my line of color and then doing a quick, loose, sketchy notes over that. And then the whole page is for him to write whatever he wants. And then I'm doing, with my black brush end of the marker, a big bold line, and then using the tipped bullet end to do a wiggly, almost fit finer line against it, just to make a border. And like that, his notes page is done. So the only other spread I'm going to show you today is his weekly, and I go through and I set up all his weeklies at the beginning so that he can write in all of his schedule for the month out on each day, specific assignments that he has and appointments. And then as the week goes along, he'll keep track of his volunteer hours and his work hours and things like that. So he needs like a timeline, I guess. So I give him 7 days, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And then he has some space on the top that he likes to write notes, sometimes like his 3 main priorities for the day. I use the Scotch tape here to just give me an easy way to go through the lines. Sometimes I rather put the tape than to mark it with pencil and then come back and erase it. And it just makes everything look cleaner. It's the first time I used the ruler, but it was actually really easy, and I like the straight lines compared to these kind of watercolory, wiggly black lines that are so bold on the sides. I feel like it's a nice contrast and they really go well together. But I really like having this border on the top and the bottom. I just saw it on YouTube from another creator, and I can't remember for the life of me who it was, but if you guys could find out who she did it first, I will put her in the description, or maybe I'll try to go through my history of a million videos and see if I can find out who's the one that inspired me to do this. So here I am filling out the hours. There's a little hack that I go from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and at the 1 o'clock I go across, and that way I don't accidentally go to 13 p.m. because we don't do 24-hour time. It makes sense. We should start doing that, but that's not just how we were raised. So here's his 3 dots for his 3 priorities for the day. And another bug, just for spite. That one was just a baby moth though, so it didn't give me any, make me afraid or anything. Okay, here we are at the flip through. Thank you for staying till the end. If you did, please leave a leaf emoji in the card so that I can, give you a thumbs up. Thank you so much. I appreciate your guys' support. And again, check out my Instagram. It's linked in the description box. And subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.